Legends, welcome to another live stream. It does not look good year for Bitcoin. It looks like it wants to continue to the downside. The question is it going to be a fast shakeout to the downside? Or is it going to grind here to the downside? And I think perhaps, in the spirit of our favorite altcoins with the swing positions that we're building, not taking those lows, it would be nice to get a slow grind to the upside with dominance also dropping to protect our favorite lovely altcoins. Right, legends, smash up the like on your way in. If you're not already a subscriber, make sure that you subscribe for future notifications. This is where we educate. This is where we drop the alpha. Yes, this is where we drop the alpha. Who was here yesterday? Okay, who was here yesterday where I spoke about this scenario over here? You reject by the 0.88 probabilities, okay, slight high probability. You go back to the 0.618 and you go and you for upwards momentum. And right, what happened? That's exactly what played out over here. The probability played out. And it's not because I'm a genius. It's not because I have a crystal ball. It's purely based on technical analysis. Okay, that's all that it is we reject it beautifully by the 0.88 daily level as well. We fell to the downside, found support at the 0.618, and we took the high. Okay, so that scenario played out to perfection. Welcome to the live stream. No financial advice. Mods, crypto big brains, I appreciate the support. Yes, smash up the like button over here. Ooh, is this going to get nasty here to the downside? Legends, as per the thumbnail. Oh no. Why am I saying oh no? As per the thumbnail, right? We were looking at the structure this morning. Myself and the Legends Pro community were looking at the structure this morning, okay? And I had a really juicy bullish structure over here, and I think it was this one, okay? No, it wasn't that one. It was the juicy bullish the juicy bullish structure was this one over here. Right, where we said, whoa, what if, just what if we formed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, and this is an ABC, and now we're starting impulses back to the upside to go and complete this third wave, fourth wave, fifth wave. I mean, it's Donald Trump's inauguration. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that word correctly because I'm not a fundamental trader, right? Basically swearing him, putting his sleeping bag in the White House, okay? They're putting Donald Trump's sleeping bag in the White House. So he's going to be president and managing the country. Okay, I'm not going to try and trip over myself. It's like Finding Nemo. Right, legends. Elizabeth, welcome. So nice to see you here. Good evening. Junior, welcome. Stefan 1, hi. At Elizabeth, you greeting each other. You guys know each other. All the Donny crypto big brains. Hi, my man. Okay, good evening, legend. Right, let's get the party on the road. So yeah, very strong volatility. Dewald, yes, definitely strong volatility. And this scenario has now been invalidated. Okay, basically bottom line. Okay, not spreading FUD, but Japanese yen and FOMC meeting can absolutely tank the market, legend. Yes, I mean, we just don't know, why? We can't predict the future. We just have to trade on probabilities, like what happened yesterday. We just trade the technical analysis. Okay, and news usually comes out after the fact confirming, well, why did we drop? Why did we pump? There will be news supporting the dumps and the pumps, but from a technical perspective, we can predict these moves with probabilities. Okay, so legends, this move has been invalidated, and you might be asking yourself, why has this move been invalidated? Because it does look beautiful as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC, and now we have to continue momentum here to the upside. And you might be thinking, but as long as we form a higher low, why can't we just continue here to the upside? Okay, this was the next scenario that I was pointing out to our Legends Pro community, saying that, guys, if we do not, okay, if I zoom into the structure over here, just make it nice and big for everyone to see. I told the legends, if we do not hold this low, this scenario comes into play. Okay, which is a little bit more bearish. Okay, that one I can take out, don't need that. Where we basically had a extended 1 wave, 2, 3, 4, 5, where we tapped to 0.88, and this is a corrective structure to correct this impulse. Okay, right, and we needed to hold this level over here. And the reason we needed to hold that level is if I zoom into the smaller time frame, like the 10-minute, and we just look at the structure here to the upside, okay, I take my Fibonacci from this little pivot over here. Okay, you can see we bounce there on the 786. I don't care because I think we're still going to get downwards momentum, and it could be in our best interest to start looking for shorts, right? Is because for Bitcoin to continue momentum to the upside, it has to form 5-wave structures to the upside. It cannot form a 3-wave structure. This is a 3-wave structure, and this retracement went too deep. It had to stop at the 50% FIB level in order to take the high again. And then when you have a 5-wave structure to the upside, then the retracement is very healthy and very bullish for another bounce to claim the high again. But because the retracement went so deep, okay, this is a little bit concerning, because now this is a 3-wave structure, and a 3-wave structure is not an impulsive structure, which tells me that there's a chance, okay, it's increasing probabilities to come and take this low and perhaps even go to lower levels. Right, legends. Also, when I go back here onto the 1 hour time frame and I just switch this off and we go look at the previous all-time high that we formed over here. Okay, let's do the 4 hour. We just zoom into this little structure over here. You can see how we are struggling by the highs. Okay, if I take a line over here, snap it on with a little magnet, right, that is where we're struggling. We have not managed to close any high time frame candles above the all-time highs. Okay, it's just left a week and a week behind, struggling tremendously to break through, and now we're getting the rejection to the downside. So it ain't looking good in the short term. It ain't looking good for the price of Bitcoin. So perhaps this whole FUD and everyone having Trump thumbnails at the moment was perhaps that sell the news event. Okay, Bitcoin is finding a little bit of weakness, but okay, there's always some hopium. This could potentially still be a bullish correction. Okay, what do you mean by a bullish correction, Dewald? Well, if this structure is now finally correcting itself in an ABC flat to the downside, okay, it could still form that higher low for continuation, because now the impulse is completed and it's starting to correct itself. Okay, and then guess what? Then you have a 1, 2, 3 back to the upside to go and claim the high again. So the correction can still be bullish because you are now correcting an impulsive structure, right? So we just need to stay vigilant, and we need to pay attention. I think if Bitcoin is just going to tank down here, that is going to invalidate a lot of the altcoin positions that we've built up. It's going to invalidate a lot of bullish structures that needs to stay intact for some of our favorite altcoins. So, I mean, dominance needs to come here to the party as well and help us save some of our altcoins. But like I've said, legends, I've entered with good risk management, with clear invalidations. If I do get stopped out, I know exactly what I need to do at those levels. And we can go through some of those again today just to refresh everyone's memories in case you're a new viewer here and you don't know what I'm talking about, right? This is how we trade, with good risk management, and we have a plan. If we get stopped out, we go to lower levels, we know what to do when we hit those levels, okay? We know what to look out for when we hit those levels. Right. Legends, I mean, I don't have a crystal ball. I cannot predict the market. And even though I'm saying that the impulse could potentially be finished over here in a 5-wave structure, and this is potentially an ABC flat, there's always the chance that it can do that. The market is here to surprise us. And for those little surprises, okay, I actually hope that the market is going to surprise us over here. Because if I look at the larger time frame over here, and someone yesterday, I can't remember the name, said that we could potentially be forming a B flat here to the upside. Rightfully so, where you basically form a 3-wave structure in an A wave, okay, 3-wave structure in an A wave, and this is part of a 3-wave structure in a B wave, which means that you could potentially still go up in a 3-wave, bigger 3-wave structure, okay, or it's done. It's done, because when I take, I just want to make sure, do I have it here, right? When I take a fib extension, basically when I take a fib from the high to the low to go and measure the B flat targets, because if I'm speculating on an A and this needs to be a B corrective structure to the upside, guess where we reject it? By the 1.05. The 1.05 is indeed a B flat target. A little bit more rare, but a target nonetheless. The most common target is this little box over there, between the 1.236 and the 1.382. Okay, so definitely it can reject over here because it is still a B flat target. Taking the high in a B flat means that you can reject by the 1.05, and most commonly you reject in this box if this is indeed a B wave, B flat, where you take the high and then, okay, you go and you take the low. So we just have to pay attention that there is still the most bearish case scenario, because we've taken the high. What if this correction does not make a higher low and it just falls to the downside? Well, then this is an A, B, C, and boy oh boy, if we sweep the liquidity here below, right, if we come here to $84,000, that is the time to be super bullish on the price of Bitcoin, because then the corrective structure will be finished with higher probability and continue here to the upside. But as always, there is still the chance, okay, the bulls are still in control over here. At the moment, the bulls are still in control because this is an impulsive structure. You have taken the high, you have formed a higher high. So, okay, simple technical analysis states that if you come down for a correction, now you want to form a higher low and continue the momentum to the upside. Right. So, legends, I mean, we don't know what's going to play out over here, but for now, right, this is the most bullish case scenario, is that we correct down here, we make a higher low, and we continue in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. Right. Hi, Sir Dewald. It's me on the expanded flat. Yes, Jack, you've highlighted correctly yesterday, and we were, I was highlighting this level to say that I can't really count an A wave here, and I had a second look at the structure last night after our live stream. I was like, okay, it can be a 3-wave structure, where you basically have a 3-wave structure in an A wave, okay, very complex 3-wave structure in an A wave. This is potentially your B wave here to the upside, but you want your B wave to be a 3-wave structure, okay? So the fact, okay, and this is what's a little bit concerning, is that it would be a little bit strange for the B wave to reject over here and take the low. Why do I say that? Okay, you might be asking yourself, why do I say that? Well, a B wave cannot be a 5-wave structure to the upside. Cannot be. It has to be a 3-wave structure. So the only way in which I can count a 3-wave structure is 1, 2, 3. It needs to go back up. It needs to claim the high again. Then it's a 3-wave structure. And then I would say, okay, there's a high probability we're going to take the low again, right? And perhaps even go to lower levels. But if we continue to reject over here, this does not look like a B wave, because a B wave cannot be a 5-wave structure. It has to be a 3-wave structure. So although we reject it by a B wave target over here, if we keep on correcting and grinding here to the downside, I would say that the bulls have a very high chance of forming a higher low and continuation back to the upside. If price finds support in this zone where it is right now, if price finds support in the zone without claiming the low and it takes the high again, it just goes up, then we have a three-wave structure. Then I'm going to say, right, we need to reject in this box in order to take the low. And if we tap the 0.618 here to the upside, then we increase the probabilities that, okay, perhaps we've counted the structure completely incorrectly over here. And right, we are going to, you increase the probabilities of, even with a correction, you are going to go and take that high once again. Hi, Professor, would you be kind enough to tell us what you think about ETH? Yes, we can go look at Ethereum in a moment. Hi, okay, I learned it from you. Yes, the students are becoming the teachers. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Also, inside of our Legends Pro community, when the community members point out trading strategies and levels that I'm not seeing, I get like, goosebumps almost. It's like, hey, you guys are learning, you're paying attention in class. Love it, love it, love it. Right, so Legends, basically what I'm highlighting over here is that you don't really want to take the high. You want to continue with a deeper correction, okay? Because if we take this high again, you're going to think like, ooh, bullish, 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 Dewald was wrong, okay? But then you increase the probabilities for a three-wave structure to the upside, which is then a B wave. Bad, really bad. If this is an A, B, C, right? If you have a flat where you claim the high, the C in a flat, okay, to the downside usually claims the low. It doesn't have to, but in most instances, 7 out of 10 times, it claims the low. Okay, if the C wave, if this scenario does play out and we come here to the downside and it does not take the low in a three-wave structure here to the upside, then that is what we refer to as a running flat. It means that the B wave took the high, but the C failed to take the low. That is referred to as a running flat. Okay, it does happen, but it's more rare. Okay, so maybe 2 out of 10 times that plays out, or 3 out of 10 times the scenario plays out. So we trade games of probabilities. Okay, so what I'm seeing here on the structure, just in summary again, is that we need, I would like, and it might sound bad, Legends, I would like a corrective structure from where we are right now to the downside. Okay, and this is where we take our Fibonacci, our trusted Fibonacci, from the high or from the low to the high, and then we go and we build some areas of confluence. Well, where can the correction go to? And I can tell you guys now, there's 2 very juicy levels that I'm watching over here. These little pivots are very juicy, and that little pivot over there are very juicy. This pivot in confluence with a 50%, and that pivot over there in confluence with a 0.618. Okay, so you have an impulse and you have a corrective structure that finds support in this zone. You don't want to go deeper than the 786, and then we have a chance to go back up to the upside, right? 5-wave structure, corrective structure, and we continue impulses back to the upside. So, not easy, not easy. I want to see what CVD is doing here at the moment. Let's refresh this. Am I spotting some weakness? Are we spotting some strength? We took the low. We actually do have bearish CVD against this pivot. And where the low was made, we have some bullish CVD. So, I mean, based on CVD, we have a double confirmation. Blue bullish, white bullish. Okay, I know I'm just looking at it from an experience perspective. You might be asking me, well, okay, so you have blue making lower lows and you have higher low on price action. You have white, lower low. The target is the high. Okay, so I would really like for this CVD to invalidate itself, because if we're going to continue moving here to the upside, right, we increase the probabilities of creating that B flat, okay, that I've just spoken about. Just want to close some stuff here in the background. Okay, there we go. Right, Legends, but so far, okay, I have to respect the technical analysis, and we do have a double confirmation, okay, to come and take this high once again. And that's not going to look good, okay? Yes, we could get some bullish momentum and the alt starts recovering and Bitcoin starts recovering and everyone is happy again. The Donald Trump, okay, thing is pumping the price of Bitcoin, and then inside of this box is where I will pay special attention, okay? This is where we need to pay attention. We form this three-wave structure here to the upside between $115,700 and $112,900 is where we need to pay attention, because if it falls from here, and especially if it claims this high again, it's not going to look good, right? Because then you increase the probabilities of coming to take the low. So Bitcoin hanging on, as per the thumbnail, walking on a very slippery rope, okay? Is it going to take the high, or is it going to give us a little bit of a deeper corrective structure here to the downside? What else? Smash the like, legends. Yes, we've got 162 people here on the live and only 46 likes. I know we can do a little bit more bullish on the like button, okay? Bitcoin does not look so bullish right now, but I know we can be a little bit more bullish on the like button. Legends, down in the description of this video, I just have to highlight that yesterday when we highlighted this move that played out beautifully, you know, and this is pure technical analysis. You tap the 0.88, you come down to the 618, you go and claim the high, the all-time high, which we did, played out to perfection. So I get a lot of comments of people asking me, Dewald, why do you say that the 0.88 increases the probabilities of taking the high? Well, here is an example, and if we get another example, I will show you guys again. It plays out often, okay, on the 1 minute time frame, on the daily time frame, on the 1 hour time frame. It plays out on all time frames. Okay, cool. Legends, down in the description of this video, if you select more, okay, let me zoom in so everyone can see over here. Weeks, okay, right? I don't want you guys to miss out on this amazing deal. I'm really enjoying trading on weeks here at the moment. You get 10% cash back on the money that you deposit in your features account, okay, up to $20,000 sign up bonus depending on the activities that you complete, and you get 50% off your trading fees. In order for a normal user, okay, to get 50% off their trading fees, they have to go and buy 300,000 WXT tokens worth close to $9,000 or just over $9,000. You get it, okay, by selecting the link and supporting the channel, okay? And I am really enjoying trading on weeks. I do most of my day trading on weeks at the moment, and also Bluffin, where you only need an email and a password to start trading. Okay, so if you haven't tried weeks yet, what are you waiting for? Okay, you qualify, and they also have a competition running where you can go and win a Merc, a Mercedes-Benz, Rolexes. They have many prizes up for grabs, so just go register for the competition. You have nothing to lose. Right, legends, let's get back here into the technical analysis. So based on CVD, respecting the technical analysis, okay, respecting the technical analysis, it has a chance to come and claim the high again. Okay, from an investment perspective, legends, from a swing trade perspective, okay, this is concerning. So what if we do form that three-wave structure here to the upside, and now we increase and we reject, and you increase the probabilities of taking the low, okay? It's not going to be good for our altcoin portfolios unless dominance just absolutely tanks to the downside and it protects the alt's positions. I can't predict the future. I'm not sure what's going to happen over there. I have a plan for my swing trades. If I get stopped out, so be it, right? It is what it is. Right, but from a day trading perspective, legends, from a day trading perspective, we don't care what Bitcoin does, whether it goes up, whether it rejects. We just want volatility, okay? Price moving, nicely moving to the up and to the downside, gives us volatility that we can trade as day traders. Okay, this morning we were watching this little trend over here. I told the legends, okay, I don't think the trend is finished forming, but we ended up with this little trend line over there. Okay, and there was a couple of fake outs. Usually when price action is very fresh on the 5 minute, 1 minute time frame, okay, and you play these small little breakouts, Okay, there was a small little trend line over there somewhere. You have to be aggressive with profit taking to the upside, because it might be a fake out because the trend is not finished forming. This is the, I would say, the downfall of trading on the smaller time frames, is because you think you're breaking trend and actually the trend is not finished forming. And then on the larger time frames, there's your trend. Okay, so legends, definitely this is for me still, you know, the D-line strategy. Okay, still, if you break this trend successfully here to the upside, okay, you have some high time frame candle closes above, that is a day trade. You target the highs, and then you take profits, successful trade in the bag. There was a D-line strategy. There was a D-line strategy. So you play the breakouts, you protect your positions, you take profits, you get in, you get out. All we need is volatility from a day trading perspective. Okay, there was also a nice little trade over here where you basically, if you take a fib, let me just take some of these fibs out the way. Okay, take a fib here from the low to the high. Okay, bounce perfectly here on the 50% fib level, also finding support here above the highs, right? And I saw Andy and some of the legends jumped into this long over here, but you need to be aggressive with profit taking to the upside. I did see, because you're hitting resistance. Okay, and this is where very technical analysis or small time frame technical analysis kicks in, because we're not looking for trades, we're not looking for the trade. I snipe at the entry and it's just going to do rocket to the moon. Okay, you're looking to enter with good risk management. You take profits when you hit resistance, you get in, you get out, you have your profits in the bag, you look for the next trading opportunity. If the trend successfully breakouts over here with high time frame candle closes above, you activate your trading strategy. You know what to do. Hopefully it does this. So you have a little tighter stop loss, okay? And then it breaks out, you know where to take profits. You put your stop below the low. As price moves in your favor, pay yourself. You're never guaranteed to take the high. So you just basically practice your trading strategy, or you execute your trading strategy. Okay, that's all you do from a day trading perspective. You get in, you get out. You get in, you get out. You are slowly crawling your money from the market. Okay, so from a day trading perspective, we're fine, right? We're still making cash. We get in, we get out with nice little profits. From an investment perspective, there's some concerning things to look out for, but you never know. The market is here to surprise us, and perhaps we just continue rampaging here to the upside, and I will be very surprised, okay? I will be very surprised if price continues here to the upside without a deeper correction. I would be very surprised, because this is a three-wave structure. It did look like a 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. Yeah, I mean, if we got that, I would have been like, woo, yes, okay, we're gonna have a party, right? We're going to higher levels. The correction is made for buying. But now we're sitting with a three-wave structure here to the upside. We have invalidated the fourth wave. Okay, and I see some people are asking me, Dewald, but can't you count this as a 1 2? Okay, and maybe it's going to form a 1 2. No, you can't, because you don't have a five-wave structure to the upside. If this high, okay, let me explain it quickly over here, because these are the questions that I get, and I know some people, you know, don't grasp it fully, but you'll start grasping it the more I talk about it. If this high did this, and then we correct it over here, then you have a 1 2 3 4 5. Then you have a five-wave structure. But because you didn't take this high and you just started falling down, this is a three-wave structure. There's no 4 5. Where's the 4 5? There's no 4 5. Okay, so this looks awfully corrective now here to the downside. So even because we tapped the 0.618, and especially because we tapped the 786 over here, any movement up to me is now at the moment corrective and not impulsive anymore. Yes, and like I said yesterday, we can still make money from this move, because if we successfully break this trend, we could potentially move here into that box that I've just spoken about and then reject. But as a day trader, we can still make money. Okay, we don't care if it's fake outs. We don't care if we're going to $200,000. We don't care if we're going to $30,000. We just want to be able to apply our trading strategy. That is what is important for us as day traders. Okay, But yes, from an investment perspective, it's like, damn, crap, what's going to happen? Is dominance going to drop? Is it going to invalidate the bullish structures? We have some swing, I have some swing trades open. I'm potentially going to get stopped out. It's part of the game, right? Being stopped out is part of the game. Okay, legends, can you please have a look at 𝗞𝗺? Thank you. Yes, I will take some altcoin requests after I'm done with the technical analysis here on Bitcoin. AGGR is not showing the BTC chart for me. Alex, I know it sometimes gets a bit glitchy, especially if there's loads of volume on it. Okay, but yeah, I continuously just refresh it. Maybe it's going to give me issues because it's giving you issues, but yeah, it's working perfectly fine on my side. But I do have those days where it just doesn't want to play ball. Okay, doesn't load up, you have to wait, or it only loads one candle and gets stuck. So sometimes it does give issues, and you just have to wait until the team fixes it, and then it's back up and running again. Right, cool, legends. So that is basically what I see here on the price of Bitcoin. I just want to make sure that I have discussed all the scenarios. We have rejected by the 1.5. We have discussed that array. What is this? Okay, I want to go here onto the 1 hour time frame. Just want to make sure from a trend line perspective, what is cooking over here. I like to just look at the trends. I like to look at what is cooking over here. I mean, what a beautiful retest of the trend yesterday as well. Okay, you break out from the trend, you come back for a beautiful retest, and it looked like it was gonna find upwards momentum again. Okay, still a possibility, but then it's gonna be a three-wave structure. Okay, it's not a bad thing. We can still make money from the structure. But I would ideally like for the correction to continue to the downside. Okay, it would be nice to actually come down. Okay, this would actually be nice to make a corrective structure to the downside, lose the trend, and then you dance around the trend over here. You just dancing around the trend over here. You don't lose it. Okay, you just like, what is happening, and then you grab the liquidity. Maybe you grab the liquidity over there, and then it starts finding strength back to the upside. This will be very bullish. Okay, but we need to start falling down. So it might be counterproductive for Dewald to say here on the YouTube live stream, I want price to move down now. I don't want us to take the high again. Okay, but I've discussed the probabilities and why I think so. It's going to be better in the long run, okay, for us to correct to the downside without taking the high, because of this stupid three-wave structure that we formed here to the upside. Damn you, Bitcoin. Okay, but at some point we knew as day traders, okay, from an Elliott wave perspective, we know that any momentum to the upside at some point has to correct itself. Any momentum to the upside has to correct itself. And this little dump to the downside is too short in time. You can't have an impulse that ends over here and think that that is the correction. It is way too short in time. Okay, if I take a time fib from the low of the impulse to the end of the impulse, okay, you want your corrective structure to finish here. Okay, this is way too soon, way too short in time. Okay, so it does make sense that if the impulse ended over here and we're now busy with a corrective structure, not taking the high, you want the correction, okay, to find its feet in this zone. And then we're going to say, okay, back to the races we go. Okay, maybe it forms a nice little trend over there and we can play the breakout. Boom, back to the upside. Okay, legends, that is basically what I see here on the price of Bitcoin. Not much else at the moment. CVD still looks bullish unless we start forming some local bearish CVD, which I don't see at the moment. I do not see any local bearish CVD. Okay, so I want to also talk about ETH, right? Someone asked for ETH. Let's go and have a look at what's cooking with ETH. I'm going to use this chart over here, and we can go and have a look at ETH. Okay, let's zoom out. I just want to zoom out, look at the structure, go to the 12 hour. Just want to see, well, what is cooking over here? So it's either a finished impulse or it's correcting. I did have all my Elliott wave scenarios saved and mapped out over here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's also a possibility. Okay, so legends, looking at the price of Ethereum, keeping things very simple over here. Okay, thoughts on Euro? Yes, we can go and look at some altcoins. I'm busy looking at ETH at the moment, and then I'll take some altcoin requests as well. Yeah, smash up the like, legends. You know how it goes, right? People watching the live stream without smashing the like button. What is happening? What is cooking? Greatex Elliott wave analysis, Mr. Pac-Man, thank you so much. Okay, cool. So my entry zone is $1,200 to $1.15 if BTC tanks to 75 80k, legends. Okay, cool. On ETH most probably. Okay, so this structure for now actually looks pretty bullish, okay, because you correct it in a 3-wave structure. Okay, a lot of people ask me, Dewald, why are you so confident that the low is in? It's because we corrected with a 3-wave structure. If this low took the low and it then started moving up, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's bad, okay, because now you're forming impulses to the downside, and whatever then goes up from there is most likely corrective, and you're going to continue momentum to the downside. So the fact that we have a 3-wave corrective structure over here is quite good for the price of Ethereum. Now, this little structure over here can be counted in a number of ways, okay? It's either forming in the most bullish case scenario, okay? Let me take the FIB here out the way. The one scenario that I have is a 112, and I will discuss the probabilities in a moment. 1, 2, 1, 2, and it's going to rocket, okay? As long as it doesn't tap the 0.88, we'll be fine, right? So you can see that it's tapped the 0.618 over here. The fact that ETH claimed the liquidity below these lows already, okay, does technically show me that potentially this low is in, okay? And this is why I have the trend. I'm waiting for ETH to break the trend here to the upside and have some high time frame candle closes outside, and then I'm going to say, okay, it has a chance to start building momentum back to the upside. Right, it's either going to be a 1, 2, 1, 2 and it's going to rock and roll, or it's a 1, 2, 3 where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where this is the end of the impulse. But regardless of both of the scenarios, if it's a 1, 2, 1, 2, if it's a 1, 2, 3, I'm looking for upwards momentum. Okay, this is where I like Elliott wave theory, because based on the scenarios that I'm seeing over here is that it gives you directional bias. Right, I'm just looking for, well, what if, okay, just what if we get a what if scenario? You know, what if it's forming a larger corrective structure? I do potentially see a larger corrective structure in A, B, C, A, B, C. Then you have a W, you have a X, but the X really retraced too deep. Okay, because I think I need to go and just confirm this, legends, but if you take a FIB from the high to the low, okay, I have a hunch that the X wave is not allowed to tap the 786. I have a hunch, okay, I just need to check that and I will confirm tomorrow in my live stream again, okay, but then you form a Y. So let me just take this out the way. Okay, and the Y can form in a triangle. Okay, it can be a little flaggy. It can form in a little bit of a flaggy fashion over here, right? Where Ethereum basically in a WXY that ends over here forms an A, B, C, D, E, and it breaks out. This is going to be very bullish. If Ethereum starts going sideways, it does not take the low and it starts creating higher lows, higher low, okay, and it breaks out over here, that's going to be very bullish. The one thing that I just need to confirm is that whether X, okay, is allowed to claim the high. I just want to go and confirm that, because Elliott wave theory is very complex. I don't always remember all the targets, but I have a hunch that the X wave is not allowed to tap the 786, which then invalidates the scenario, which basically leaves us with the following on the table. Okay, so let me explain both case scenarios in case I was wrong, but tomorrow I'll confirm with everyone if this X wave is allowed to claim the high, because from what I remember, I think it's only allowed to tap the 786. Right, so we basically then take this out the way, and the one scenario that could definitely be on the cards is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is corrective. Whatever happens here is corrective, and this low is protected. Right. It does look nice that we swept the liquidity, so perhaps it consolidates sideways, because what do you want to see after a 5-wave structure? You want to see a second wave, which could potentially be in already. And now you're building up momentum for an explosive third wave to the upside. Right, so I would rather give this scenario the higher probability at the moment. Okay, the reason I don't like the 112, okay, there's just a small reason. It's not an invalidation, but the reason I don't like the 112 is because the second 12 is bigger than the first 12. It doesn't invalidate it, it just gives it lower probabilities. But I have seen it play out on Bitcoin, okay, where you have a 12, a bigger 12, and it rock and rolls with an explosive third wave to the upside. So it's not an invalidation, it's just more rare for this to happen in a 112. Where it makes more sense from a probability perspective to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was the end of the impulse. This is the second wave to the downside, and now we're going to start a third wave. But in both cases, I'm expecting upwards momentum where this low needs to be protected at $2,359. Right, so I mean, let's see what Bitcoin does, how Bitcoin behaves. Nice little recovery here to the upside from the price of Bitcoin. And let me go through some altcoin requests. Let's go through some altcoin requests. And remember, legends, ETH can be traded on weeks. First link down in the description is where you can find weeks for the biggest sign-up bonus, the biggest discount, money into your features account, 10% cash back on your money that you put in your features account, and they have a competition running, and all you need is an email and a password. Right, to start leverage trading, and it's available all over the world. Right, I haven't heard of a country that does not have access to it yet, so let me know in the comments. I'm curious if Weeks is available in a country where, or not available in a country where you are from. Okay, cool. BTC EU, what does EU mean? Okay, can you do Link and Doge, brother? Yes. Well, I'll take one request from each person. So I appreciate that you've asked for both, but let's just look at Doge here quickly. Okay, Mr. Doge. Let's go on to the weekly time frame. Okay, there's my Doge. Right, and that's what's going to happen. Okay, next coin. Let's look at the next coin. FET. Right, now I'm just joking, legends. I mean, it looks like an absolute mess here, but this morning I spent some time counting all the waves. Yes, I mean, I might sound crazy. Dewald is counting waves on technical analysis. What the hell is, what are you smoking your socks? Dewald loves to smoke his socks, and this is why I count the waves, okay? I like to even give them alphanumerical numbers and numeric numbers, right? But basically, legends, this is the chart that I could find on TradingView that has the most amount of data. Remember, this is the weekly chart, and what I see over here, and it will all come together. I'm gonna explain it as briefly, as brightly as I possibly can, because I see there's a lot of requests for Doge at the moment. The price actually started over here, but it's not on the exchange, but on CoinGecko and on CoinMarketCap, the price actually started from lower levels. So I can count this as a one wave, okay? Then we had a 2. Then we are now busy with a third wave to the upside. There's the third wave, which means we are still going to go down for a 4. This is the bear market, and then we're going to go into another bull market, right? Remember, this is the weekly time frame. I expect for the price of Doge to finish here during this bull market cycle. This is potentially going to be our bear market for after the bull cycle is finished. We typically have a 12 to 13 month bear cycle. That's going to be the bear market, and that is quite significant from the highs. If we do make these highs over here to the lows, okay, you're looking at a 90, even 100% drop here to the downside. And we all know that our favorite altcoins, they love to drop 90 to 80 to 100% to the downside. Okay, not impossible. So from a macro perspective, I still see upwards momentum for Doge, even to go and reach, dare I say, $20. I mean, but I'm looking at this number in 2028, 2029, right? We're not talking about this 5-year just as yet. But why I wanted to just show you guys the macro count that I have over here is that now that we have 1, 2, and we are busy with the third wave, I have to count 5 waves in this structure, which I've highlighted in blue. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are now busy with the 5th wave inside of the 3rd wave. Okay, so we now potentially having the last push to the upside before we go into the bear market. Right, hi sir Dewald, are there any chances to your strategy on AR so far? Yes, I will go through AR if there's time. Okay, definitely I'm still in my swing trade. And right, let's just wrap up Doge here at the moment. So I guess what is more interesting for everyone is, okay, Dewald, you've shown us the macro. Everyone now wants to know what is happening over here. Okay, so let's zoom into that little structure. If I go back here onto the daily, right, let's zoom in over here. And this is kind of what I'm seeing here to the upside. Okay, so I want to actually switch this one on so that everyone can see the path that Doge potentially is going to follow here to the upside. So what I see is this is now the leg to the upside to go and complete the blue 5 in the macro 3 in the smaller 5 over there. So we have already completed a 1, 2, and we are busy with a 3rd wave here to the upside, which we've potentially finished. Okay, and now we're creating a small little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more push here to the upside. Okay, XRP, by the way, XRP is here. This is why I'm sending out warnings to everyone on XRP. Okay, this is why I'm sending out warnings, because XRP is almost done with this little structure and then it's going to start correcting itself. So people buying XRP over here, that's retail, buying the tops. Right, so basically zooming into this structure, legends, this is kind of what I'm seeing here on the price of Doge, is to say that we've had a nice little move here to the upside in a 3rd wave. Okay, also the highest amount of volume is usually in your 3rd wave. 4 is potentially already in. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're now busy with our last push to the upside to go and complete the 3rd and the 5th wave. Okay, then we're going to go down to complete the 4, and we're going to have one last push up, and then I believe the cycle will be done for this bull market, which takes us to around about November of this year. But I mean, I can't really measure the timing. I can just, if things gets aggressive here to the upside, it has a shallow correction in the 4th wave, and then it goes back up for the 5th wave. All of this just moves there. Okay, so it just depends on how aggressive price is. So this is basically what I see for the price of Doge. If I go now onto the 4-hour time frame, this is the breakout that I'm currently watching, is to say that, well, this potentially could be a successful breakout where you have completed your wave 4 over there. Okay, and it's now starting to build impulses back to the upside to go and complete that 5th wave, right? And that could still be a significant move to the upside. I mean, it could still be a 1x. It could still be a 1.2, 1.3x here to the upside to go and complete its 5th wave. But it needs to hold the trend. It needs to hold the trend. And it should not take the low. Okay. Just want to see something here. 1, ABC, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just want to see something here before I say it should not take the low. I'm just thinking of what if this is an expanding structure. right? This could be an expanding structure over here where you have completed. This is kind of what I'm seeing. So maybe it's an expanding structure where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. Okay, that is allowed to take the low, but you're not allowed to take that low. And ideally, you want the bounce to happen at the 786. When you take a fib from the low to the high, you want the bounce to happen at 29 cents. That's where the bounce needs to happen. Okay, maximum target. Ideally 618, 50%, but usually when you have an expanding structure, okay, the bounce happens at the 786. Right, but this is, it doesn't count beautifully as an expanding structure. Maybe this could just be an impulse here to the upside. Okay, it's going to hold the trend, it's not going to break down, and it's going to find upwards momentum. Okay, it does look bullish that it's broken out from the trend, but obviously everything is dependent on the price of Bitcoin. Okay, everything is dependent on the price of Bitcoin, so Bitcoin needs to play ball. Right, so that is what I see here on the price of Bitcoin, legends. When moon, I'm not sure when we're gonna moon, but I mean, Bitcoin is what? Oh, dumping, yes. For those of you that joined the live stream a little bit late, you might be asking, why is Dewald celebrating the dump here to the downside? Because I don't want us to form a three-wave structure. Okay, I do not want this to be a three-wave structure to the upside. I want this to be an impulse that ended here, and this needs to be corrective, not taking the high. Because if the impulse ends over here and you start correcting, okay, that could be, it increases the probabilities to form a higher low and continue momentum back to the upside, which means the bull market is intact and, right, we can rock and roll back to the upside, especially for our spot bags. Okay, cool. So, I mean, it fell aggressively. We had that bully CVD that got invalidated, right, with a crash here to the downside. So, very interesting, very interesting. Someone asked for AR. I want to see AR is hanging on by a, well, it's not really hanging on by a thread. It is hanging on by a thread in terms of this potentially being a bullish structure where you've had an impulse to the upside. You have a low that is a higher low, and as long as it can hold this low, it has a chance that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it takes the low, it has to rebuild this little structure over here. So if it takes the low, it's going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. You can see it's rebuilding that structure. Okay, and then higher low, you want the higher low. As long as you do not claim this low, AR is safe. That is where my invalidation is. So I am still in my swing trade, and I will wait for my stop loss to get hit. I do not FOMO out of my trades. Okay, I have a plan and I stick to my plan. That is how I trade. Okay, BTC dominance 2 dumping now. Is BTC dominance dumping? Yeah, it's dumping ever so slightly, but it would be good, right? It would be good if Bitcoin dumps and dominance falls with Bitcoin. It could mean that it's protecting those alt positions and those bullish structures so that it doesn't get invalidated. So it's always a good sign to see dominance dropping, okay, while Bitcoin is dropping as well. Yes, the alt will go down slowly with Bitcoin because a rising tide raises all ships, and a lowering tide also drags everything down with it. But this could potentially be a good time, a good thing if dominance drops while Bitcoin is dropping. It protects the altcoin. So let's see what's going to happen in the party. But one thing I do want to highlight, legends, is that trade the chart in front of you. Okay, if you have a chart, any altcoin that you are looking at. So I am looking, for example, here at AR, and I'm counting this beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can count 5 waves inside of this structure. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyways, I can count 5 waves in this structure. This looks awfully corrective because it's 1, 2, 3. Is that 4 and 5? Okay, let me just go check something here. Just want to do some measurements from the second wave. Ooh. Just want to see something over here. Okay, you might look at this and be like, well, what if this, because this could be A, B, and a C wave here to the downside, which is a 5-way structure. So if this is A, B, C, then you want to see a 5-way structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means that this could be the end of the C wave. Okay, could be the end of the C wave. Let's see how this plays out. Right, if most of the alts break structure, which they probably will if BTC goes to 80k, yes, I think they will break structure if we go to 80, 85k. Does it still mean alt season can start in a month or two? Yes, I think it's just going to be a very aggressive, quick alt season. It's going to be brief, it's going to be bright, and it's going to be gone. Okay, and it might not be as powerful as most of us expect. Right. Because for AR, for example, to have a powerful move to the upside, it needs to maintain this structure, which it is still maintaining. Okay, so let me go on to the 8-hour. If I take a fib from this low, okay, a fib from this low to the high, okay, we have retraced to the 786 over there. If it takes the low over here, okay, it will stop me out of my swing trade, but as long as it does not take the low, the structure still has a chance, okay, to rampage to the upside. Some altcoins I have seen, okay, they are so close to this low that it's going to invalidate this structure, which means that you could get, so let's say it falls down, it invalidates the structure for some of the altcoins where it takes this low, then I can't use this structure for an impulsive third wave to the upside. Okay, it has to rebuild the structure. So it's either going to mean one of two things. Okay, it's either going to break down and now it has to build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like what it did over here. It has to rebuild the structure. Okay, or what could happen is if we go to 80k is that it builds 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The more 1, 2s you build, the more explosive that third wave to the upside. So it could also build multiple 1, 2s and an explosive third wave to the upside, or we're going to have a longer bull season that no one was expecting. Maybe the bull market is going to continue into 2026. Right? There's just, unfortunately, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what's going to happen. What I do know is that I have invalidations. Okay, I have a swing trade open here because I'm speculating on this being a 1, 2, bounced. It's just everything balances to perfection. Bounced on the maximum target for the second wave, and this I want to be the first wave of the third wave that's about to come here. If you invalidate the structure, it has to build that structure once again. Okay, so it is going to take longer in time, which then tells me that if we're still going to have some sort of altcoin season, it's most probably going to build this structure again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then it has to correct itself. And if it's then only after over here going to correct itself and then build a third wave to the upside, you're running deep into 2026. So perhaps the one answer is that we are going to have a longer bull market and a much later alt season than everyone is expecting. It's the only scenario that I can think of, especially if Bitcoin crashes here to $80,000, because it's going to invalidate a lot of bullish structures on some of our favorite altcoins, including Doge, including Ethereum. Okay, so Bitcoin and dominance are going to have to come to the party and give us some magic over here. Right, liking the stream doubles the fun, scientifically proven. Yes, Mr. Junior, thanks for your support. Also, he's a legend inside of our Legends Pro community. If you guys want to join our Legends Pro community, link is also here down in the description, where we have coaches, myself and Andy, providing education on a daily basis, trading setups, access to the masterclass, and daily research that gets dropped. There's just so much alpha inside of our Legends Pro community. Here's the link to go and sign up and join. We have a free section and we have a paid for section. Right, Legends, what else? Should we take another altcoin request? I just want to mute my phone over here. Should we take another altcoin request? What else can we look at? Thanks a lot for deep analyzing. Unfortunately, can't like more than once. Yes, that's true. That's true. Okay. Any altcoin request? Let me know. Please, can you look at 𝗞? Yes, let's go and have a look at 𝗞. 𝗞 USDT. Okay. I do see some D lines over here, some beautiful D lines. Okay, so that's the one that you've lost. 1, 2, 1, 2. Expanding structure. There might be an expanding structure. I just don't know where this price action came from, whether it did this and it came from higher. But I mean, we do have a low over here, and this could potentially be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, an impulsive structure to the upside. And this was corrective, which there's the low that should not be taken. So there's a chance that this structure could be counted for an impulse to the upside in a third wave. There's a chance. I just don't have enough. I would have liked to see a little bit more price action to the left, but nonetheless, okay, we do have the trend. So if in doubt, you wait for the trend. Okay. If in doubt, you wait for the trend, the break of the trend. Close some high time frame candle closes above, and it could potentially go and claim this high again, the March highs, right? It does have a chance to go and claim the March highs because this low did not take this low. Okay, well, that's the only low that I do have here on the chart. Okay, check the index chart on 𝗞. Let's go and check that out. US dollar, Kraken. I'm just gonna add those ones. Let's see. Ooh, that one is completely broken. Okay, sorry. No, I'm just gonna continue with the one. Oh, did I delete it now? Okay, this one actually has less price action. Right, legends, I'm just going to continue over here. I'm not going to spend time searching and searching and searching. Right, you wait for the break of the trend. This looks like it could be a... However you want to count this, this looks like it could be an expanding structure here to the upside. Okay, it doesn't look sexy. It really doesn't look sexy, but it has similar vibes to 𝗖𝗿 and Rune at the moment, where this could potentially be impulsive here to the upside. That's your low. That's the end of your impulse. Okay, where's my time fib? Okay, that's your low. That's your end of the impulse right over there. And you want, okay, the corrective structure to finish inside of this zone over here. So it would be nice for 𝗞 to make another low and start breaking the trend, where you then have a 1, 2, 3 structure here to the upside. So that's basically what I'm looking at over here. Just quickly want to take a fib from the low to the high and see where we at. Right, taking a Fibonacci from the low to the high, and yes, we have tapped a nice bullish target over here. So perhaps, okay, it's either found the low, which is strange because it's before the minimum target, but if it keeps on consolidating, maybe it grabs that low one more time, or it doesn't. And well, if it's in this zone and it starts breaking the trend, it's going to look great. Right, so that's what I quickly wanted to just show everyone. I'm not going to go and scratch around for that chart and waste everyone's time. Okay, right, legends, let's do who else? Right, I just want to check something here. Can 𝗞 be traded on weeks? I don't have my weeks exchange open. I can't see. I think 𝗞 can be traded on weeks. Link down in the description, legends. Thank you, Dewald. Alex, an absolute pleasure, man. Ondo, please. Let's go and have a look at Ondo. Ondo USDT. Just want to delete all these other ones that I don't need anymore. Right, let's go and look at Ondo. Let's go to the daily. Ooh, this looks like a 112. Looks like it's forming a 112 over here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Corrective structure. I just want to see how. Oh, I don't have that low. Right. So I mean, I don't have a lot of price action to work with here, legends, but it does look like it's forming a 112, which is, it looks nicely in balance. Okay, taking a fib from the low, taking a fib from that low to the high, actually found support at the 0.618. Okay, and if I just want to see if there's a beautiful trend forming over there. Let's go back here onto the 8 hour. Just want to like to be checking this. Looks like it's breaking out there at the moment. Okay, so the low could potentially be in. I do like that it has swept the liquidity below this low. I do like that. So that could potentially be your low, the breakout. It needs to consolidate outside of the trend, which is a good sign. You have some high time frame candle closes outside of the trend, and it could be finding upwards momentum. If it breaks down again, maximum target is 0.88 that it needs to find support. Okay, to form that 112, 12, and 3 wave here to the upside. Right, so from a simplicity perspective, if you are not inside of the trade just as yet, I would say this is a great accumulation zone. Okay, also when I take a time fib from the low to the high, yes, it's in the zone. It is in the zone. Okay, this low was made in the zone. That's where you want the low to be made. Like AR. AR also made its low in the zone. Okay, Bitcoin again, please, sir, what is happening, right? It's just I want us to lose this trend. It would be nice to lose this trend, but I have gone through all the technical analysis here on Bitcoin during the beginning of the live stream. If in doubt, there's your D-line, play your D-line breakout. Okay, but this could potentially be forming that A, B, C, you know, it's that C wave here to the downside, and I want the correction also to be after the 0.382. Right, legends, I have run out of time. I see a lot of people are jumping off the live stream. I think it's because of the Donald Trump story, and I think I'm just going to call it over here, legends. Thank you so much for joining. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have yourselves a great evening, and until the next one, cheers for now.